Ryan, can I ask you something that's been bothering me?
You usually don't ask like that. What's on your mind?
I was watching one of those seafood videos yesterday. The ones where people eat live octopus, live shrimp, sometimes even live fish. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Because it looked disgusting?
No, actually, that wasn't the part that bothered me.
Then what was?
The animal. It was still trying to move, trying to get away. And all I could think was, what if it's terrified? What if it's in pain? Then I looked at the people eating it. And they looked completely normal. They were laughing, talking, enjoying their food. That's the part I couldn't understand.
So the question isn't, why do people eat live animals? It's, how can they watch something that's still alive and not feel anything?
Exactly. I've been asking myself that ever since.
Can I ask you something first? Do you eat meat?
Yeah, I do. That's why this question is confusing. I'm not trying to act like I'm different. I have chicken, I eat beef, I eat pork.
Then what's different?
I think it's because when I eat meat, the animal is already gone. What I see is food, not a living creature trying to survive. Watching something get eaten while it's still alive, I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Because it makes you uncomfortable?
More than uncomfortable. It makes me feel guilty. Maybe that sounds strange, but if I can see something struggling, it's hard for me to pretend it isn't happening.
What makes you think it's actually suffering? Some people would say, we don't know what an animal is feeling.
Maybe we don't know exactly, but we don't need words to recognize fear. If you corner a mouse, it panics. If an animal keeps trying to escape, something inside it is telling it, I don't want this. I don't think they need to speak our language for us to understand that.
That's fair, but then let me ask you something. Lions eat zebras alive. Big fish eat smaller fish alive. That's nature, so why should humans be different?
Because we're not just instinct. At least, I don't think we are. Animals react. Humans can pause. We can think about what we're about to do. We can imagine what another living thing might be experiencing. Maybe we're wrong sometimes. Maybe we aren't. But we can ask the question. And once we ask the question, I think something changes.
What changes?
Now, it's no longer just instinct. Now, it's a choice.
Can I push back on something?
Please do.
You said, once we become aware, it becomes a choice. But I'm wondering, is it really that simple?
What do you mean?
Imagine someone who grew up in a family where eating live seafood is completely normal. Their parents do it, their grandparents do it, their friends do it. They've seen it since they were little. Did they ever really choose it? Or were they simply following the world they were born into?
That's actually a good question. I don't think it starts as a choice. If everyone around you treats something as normal, you probably won't stop and question it. I wouldn't either.
So maybe culture decides before we do.
At first, maybe. But I don't think it stays that way forever.
Why not?
Because eventually, life shows you something different. Maybe it's a video. Maybe it's a conversation like this. Maybe it's watching an animal struggle in front of you. Something happens that makes you stop, even for just a second. And suddenly, the thing you've always accepted doesn't feel invisible anymore.
So awareness interrupts habit.
Exactly. Before, you were just following the path. Now, you can actually see the path. Whether you stay on it or walk somewhere else, that's up to you.
I like that. You can finally see the path.
Yeah, and I'm not saying everyone has to walk the same direction. That's not my point.
Then what is your point?
That once I see something, I can't pretend I didn't. Maybe someone else watches the same video I watched, and it changes nothing. That's okay. But for me, it changed something. Now, if I ignore that feeling, I'm choosing to ignore it.
You know, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Say what?
I thought this conversation was going to end with, people who eat live animals are wrong, but you haven't said that once.
Because I don't know their lives. I don't know how they grew up. I don't know what experiences shaped them. I only know how I felt. And I think that's the only place I can speak honestly from.
Can I ask one more thing?
Go ahead.
Let's say someone listens to this conversation. They genuinely understand everything you've said. They understand your perspective. They think about it. And then they still decide to eat live seafood. Would you think they misunderstood you?
No. Understanding doesn't guarantee agreement. People understand smoking is harmful. Some still smoke. People understand they should exercise. Some still don't. Knowledge doesn't automatically change what we do. But I still think knowledge matters. Because before you know, you don't really have a choice. After you know, maybe you'll make the same decision. Maybe you won't. But at least it'll be your decision, not just a habit you never questioned.
You know, there's something I find interesting. When we started talking, I thought this was going to be a conversation about food.
Me too.
But somewhere along the way, it became something else.
Yeah, I guess it did.
When you first sat down, you wanted to understand people who eat live animals. After everything we've talked about, do you think you understand them now?
Honestly, not completely. And maybe I never will. Everyone grows up differently. Everyone experiences the world differently. Some people might hear everything we've talked about today and still make the same choice. I don't think that automatically makes them a bad person.
Then what changed?
Me.
What do you mean?
Before, I was only looking at other people, wondering, how can they do that? Now, I think I'm asking a different question. When I become aware of something, what do I want to do with that awareness? Because I can't decide for someone else. I can only decide for myself.
I like that.
The strange thing is, maybe they'll keep making the same choice. Maybe I'll keep making mine. That's okay. We're different people, different experiences, different values. But I hope, whatever choice we make, it isn't just because we never stopped to think about it.
Maybe that's all any conversation can really do. Not change someone's life overnight. Just give them another way to look at it.
Yeah, maybe that's enough. You know what's funny?
What?
I started this conversation trying to understand other people. I think I ended up understanding myself.
I think that's why conversations matter. Not because they always change our answers. Sometimes, they just help us ask better questions.
Maybe that's what being human really is. Not having all the answers, but being willing to stop, question yourself, and choose with open eyes. I think that's enough for today.